in the studio. Welcome. We have Tracy and Stafford. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Tracy. Hi.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, and thanks for having us. I have to mention that because I remember last interview we did. My mom's like, you gotta remember to thank.
Oh.
Because I forgot to thank you. But what
That's
she
what
didn't
moms
realize
are
is we had a
for.
pre-visit first, and I did thank you there. But
Right.
when we went live, I didn't thank you. So
Right.
Thank you guys.
Well, you're welcome. You're very welcome. How polite of you
I know.
to thank us. Yes. So that folks, partially so that folks get used to your voice, and in case they did not listen to the last interview, which in studio was, did we
In
say
studio?
2019?
It was like 7 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we,
then I think we did one during Zoom.
We did a Zoom one.
time,
During
otherwise
Zoom,
known as
yeah.
COVID.
COVID, yeah. And then
Zoom
we did
time.
one for Regardless of Everything, Are You Okay? That was the last album. Zoom Time was the EP Liars Fires. So.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start with saying, just we'll start, Tracy, with you, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with music.
Yeah, I'm Tracy Perry. I front the band Perry Project, so obviously my last name.
Yes.
And I work alongside Stafford Christensen, so he and I really spent a long time on this album, just kind of collaborating. It took us 2 years of off and on writing, but I got involved in music probably when the band that pushed me over the edge. I grew up listening to Beatles, Stevie Wonder, kind of like Motown, stuff like that, The Doors, just very classic 70s band. But the band that pushed me over the edge to cause me to start writing would probably be Oasis. So
Okay.
it was for some reason when I heard Champagne Supernova again for like the 20th time, it was like on the satellite radio or whatever, it just lit a spark in me to try to start writing my own songs. So I went out and bought a guitar, and I didn't know I was gonna really like it. Like, right? You don't know you're gonna like something until you actually do it.
Great.
And I just stayed driven after that, and I kept playing this guitar, and I kept writing music. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I was hoping that was gonna happen. And the motivation just stayed there throughout the years. I deployed with my guitar. I tried to get better. I had like 60 demos for the first
Nice.
album. But that's what really pushed me over the edge is bands like that. Hearing the songwriting, the melodies, the lyrics, a lot of British influences in my music, indie, alternative rock, Foo Fighters. I don't know. There's so many. I can go on for hours. So I should probably stop there.
Well, it's funny. Is it sometimes, I'm not saying this is your situation. Sometimes I go and hear a band, I go, oh, I could write that. It must be a little bit of like, I feel like it would be in a more inspirational way than but something in the music that just made you say, I could do that.
I feel like
in a less shady way than I normally
If you
do.
dive into Oasis, listen to their interviews, it's like there's like a package there. It's not just, for me, it wasn't just the music. I heard them, interview. They had a really good sense of humor. They would joke a lot. Some people mistook their humor for like just being not very kind. A lot of Americans
It's a very British humor.
Americans don't understand some of that humor, and they're like, "Man, these guys aren't kind." See, I want to say another word, but I can't. I'm on air. But, listening to their music, and it's like a package. They were funny, they're inspirational, and all their songs, they may sound sad, but when you hear the lyrics, kind of like Motown, it's actually pretty inspiring and happy.
Nice. Stafford, tell us how you got involved in music, and then.
Well, like all good stories start, I answered a Craigslist ad. Which is, I don't even know if Craigslist is still around.
Well,
but,
this is a happier ending to most of the
Yeah, I know, right.
It's all about the marketplace now, man.
I know,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Maybe back, we could roll back.
No, I was looking for something interesting to do. I wanted to do original music, and so I had kind of been auditioning for certain bands, but answered his ad, and then he answered me, and then sent a link to his music. He had like a real polished website. He had an album out already. This was like 2014. And I'm like, oh, there's no way he's gonna pick me. He's got like, this guy's some professional and stuff. But he's like, so I have some raw stuff out on YouTube. I think I pointed him towards, and he liked that, and he kind of saw the potential, and was like, and so because he was looking to put a band together in the Twin Cities to kind of play his album out live, and so we had kind of a big group, and
Start off with 6.
yeah, so there were some small
Practicing
stages
that.
we all crammed on too,
Oh.
with a keyboard and
6 was a mistake.
yeah.
Well, it's like in hindsight, it was kind of cool because then you kind of learn to kind of dwindle it down a little bit and slim down the band. And
So I was gonna say, after all this time passed, I'm the last one that kind of hung on. So
she's the last man left.
No, and actually, as time went on, it seemed like our music kind of relationship got closer, and to the point now where the new album coming out in a couple of weeks is kind of it's certainly he's the Perry of the Perry Project, but it's very much a collaboration.
Yeah,
I think,
this new album is very much so has his fingerprints and mine all over it. So this is an album that's pretty. For me, it's kind of like a breakthrough because me and him were able to collaborate on each and every song. Even songs, like there's a couple on there, I think one especially I wrote over 10 years ago. But we were still sitting down with it to kind of say, okay, where does this fit now? And he was an integral part in that. So.
Well, I just find even in demo form, his music has kind of inspired me, and I come from kind of my big three guys on the guitar: Pat Metheny, David Gilmour of Pink Floyd, and then Andy Summers of the Police. And I love how David Gilmour puts it. He said, riffs just kind of fall out of the guitar, and I really like.
Nice.
Can connect with that because I feel like they just kind of come out, and it's just being inspired by him humming sometimes and strumming an acoustic guitar, and then it's like, and then it just kind of builds, and almost like we just grew it. We just watered it, and then there it is. So it's been that's how a lot of this album felt to me, and so it's been a lot of fun.
It sounds like it's been a process through the various albums. You just get better honed and better honed and better.
That's
honed.
the hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like some musicians I want to say like, is it like dissuade? They kind of get like it's the music environment is tough, and I think a lot of bands fall off because of that. They get kind of they get torn into a different direction away from music. We stayed, and the hope is to get better with each release. By better, it doesn't necessarily mean adding more instrumentation, like making it bigger and fuller. Sometimes less is more. And I learned that. I mean, I think on this one, I kind of had the mantra of less is more, and lyrically, it's like so important to me. That's kind of where my heart is in the lyrics. Is I have to make sure I'm writing something that nobody else has written. And I think there was a quote by a comedian that says, "It's easy to be a comedian. You just write a joke that nobody's ever said before," and it sticks with me because it's like, okay, that's kind of funny, in a way, because it's actually pretty hard to be a comedian, and it's pretty hard to write something that nobody's ever written before. But I do think about that when I'm writing my songs, and of course, some songs are purposely simplified on purpose. I don't just go, wait, let's make this even more complicated. No, let's keep this one simple, right? So certain songs are definitely. We got to keep simple, and you got to make that judgment call. But it's still important to not write what somebody else has written. So it's like,
which is hard.
It's hard, right? You got to show somebody who you.
I remember when I was in college and I was English major. The Shakespeare teacher saying, "No one's ever going to write anything original." I mean, it's all been said before, which is Which and I remember comparing something to somebody. She's like, "Well, that was original. I don't know if it was good, but it is. I mean, and it's." I mean, we tap into some of the same emotions, but to say it in a unique way is very. I remember, was it the last album you had just gone through a period of saying yes to everything? That seemed like it was very much the theme of that album.
Yeah.
What did you come to the table with this new one, the Animals That Trusted You?
What
did you say I'm going to write about?
Man,
what spurred you to say let's do an album now?
This one, it's slowly evolved into we have to write something. We gotta wear our emotions on our sleeve and not. And in my mind, I was like, don't hold back, don't feel embarrassed. Just say it, right? And that's kind of my mantra going into this one was say what's on your mind. Don't feel embarrassed. Just put it out there and let other people judge, right? And I think what kind of kept this one moving forward for me was write music for yourself. What are you going through? Chances are other people are going through it as well. You just have to put it out there, right? And if nobody else is going through what you're going through, oh well, like it is what it is. But he was also going through a hard time. He was going through a divorce, and we really leaned into that too. We leaned into heartbreak. We leaned into emotion. My stepmom was very sick during the writing of this album, leaning into that, leaning into those emotions, leaning into heartbreak. And I think that was very important in creating this album. Also, the environment that we're in, right? in Minnesota, especially
yeah.
during the time that people were happy anyway. But like I don't know I don't want to go too far into that. I've heard enough of that, but I think leaning into that a little bit, even too, just the dissatisfaction that people are having with certain entities, and that's the most polite way I can put it.
Well, and I think it's not to push further into that topic, but I think it's a realization though. While COVID, George Floyd, MetroCert, all of these things, just to put them out there, but in the midst of all this, in dealing with all this, people get sick. People get divorced. People have babies. People have, and just that reminder. I mean, I think that helps. Not that people haven't been all behind the Twin Cities, especially in the last 6 months, but that kind of reminds people, we're humanity too. We get hungry. Yeah, we learn how to ride bikes.
And I think to other people that don't live here, it's headlines. To us, we're dealing with it. It's in our backyard, and I think when I talk to family or even friends in other states, they don't understand it. It's like to them, it's kind of more or less a headline. They're not dealing with it in their own backyard, and we kind of are, and it's relevant, right? It's relevant to our lives. So I would say like me leaning into that a little bit, right? And I wanted to make an important point on a couple of the songs, Impoverished Shakedown, even Callous, that we're all going through it. I didn't want to isolate. I purposely didn't want to isolate anybody. I wanted everybody to be able to hear these songs and be able to go, I can relate a little bit to that. I didn't want to pigeonhole anything, and I did that, as artistically and purposely as I could.
Well, I was on the board of a online newspaper, Twin City Daily Planet, many years ago, and that was very much a newspaper for the underrepresented voices. So we had people from different people. There's one woman who had an article, and somebody who is from Venezuela, and somebody who is from some part of Canada. It didn't matter where, and I said it's so important to hear stories about these places before their headlines.
Yeah.
Again, so that we recognize that people get married. We're all a little bit the same. We're all a little bit the same.
Yeah, we have more in common than we realize, and unfortunately, there's certain influencers that would make us think different. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it, and they're still doing it. The cracks hopefully are starting to show, but all you can do is, I guess, hope, and
right.
You can always tune out, right? Tune out. That's an option.
Yeah.
Change the channel.
that's one of the amazing things about music is that even if you don't say things specifically, you find a way to connect with another person just with sound, and and there's nothing like that on the planet, and it's like it's a weird way. Like sometimes I can express myself a little better just by playing a D chord than I could talking.
Yeah. Sometimes people aren't good at expressing themselves through the vocabulary they have, and music is there to fill part of that void.
But that being said, I mean, he's the worst of it. I mean, we would go. I think one song in particular, we kind of worked a full structure, and then on my way out, like good night. That was enough work for the day. He goes, now I got to write lyrics. Well, then the next day he writes lyrics, and I'm like, these are crazy cool, And so he's got a very artful way of expressing what's in his head. And I think someone could listen to it in any song really and come up with many different interpretations and apply it to their own lives in a way that other people.
By the way, you have to say this now as a musician. No AI or ChatGPT wasn't.
Right.
It's funny because I posted one of our music videos for one of our songs off this new album, Nonsense Just Feels Wrong, and one of the comments was just said, "Oh, this is AI." And I'm like, oh no, is this happening now? People are saying now our music is, people are starting to kind of go, is this, it's just like, come on, man. No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. No. But but it brings up talking about how you brought us listen to playing the music and then bringing in the lyrics. Is that what is your usual process when you work together? Does the music always come first?
No, it varies from song to song. I think there were a couple on this album that you said, "Hey, here's a song I wrote 10 years ago," and like, "Oh, let's shape it this way." This fell out of the guitar, And but other ones, he's like, "Hey, I have a melody I'm going to hum, and then we build from there. And,
Yeah, like a
and so on those, I think in
recording.
some of those instances, but I do think it's song to song.
And then one of my favorite songs is I just had these 2 chords I was strumming, and then I had like just very rudimentary lyrics for it. It was Nonsense Just Feels Wrong, and I was like, hey, I have these 2 chords I'm working on, and here's the idea I have, and I think we must have finished the structure that day. And that was just fun because I was just sitting there with the guitar, and then he came. I was waiting for him to come over so we can jam, and we had I had a song in like a matter of minutes before he came over, and I was just like, I don't know, it's like those spontaneous moments that you're under pressure. Sometimes you will come up with some stuff, just pulling stuff out of thin air. So that was a cool song for that. And then the song 10 years ago that I wrote, over 10 years ago, was like Sad Song in Your Town. Showed him that one, and we wanted to tighten the structure and then modernize the lyrics just a little bit.
That is an interesting song. I mean, I like it, and I'm trying to think. I think, did I write down the line?
You did.
Yeah, and the kind of the idea of "I'll be around."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I don't. Well, I'm going to step back a little bit and say I know we want to play a couple of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like to hear about this song. Is this one of the songs you'd like to play or not?
I mean, that's fine. I'm down for any song, so I don't think
I also personally want to hear the Nonsense song because I want to know what the AI thing is. Like, why someone would.
It must have been
even-
a music video. In the music video, we used an Osmo, so it's a what is it? A handheld camera that really looks cool. A lot of vloggers are using those. And my video producer tape-ified the footage to make it look like it was from back in the day.
Okay.
And there's one scene where I'm reciting one of the lines. It's like I'm literally saying no winners in this chicken dinner. And that's actually a reference to a video game, by the way. It's called PUBG. I go by the streaming name Tracy TBD, by the way. But anyway, it's funny because he kind of sped up and slowed down the way I was singing it during that one part to align probably with the lyrics that were coming out. And somebody, I think, probably that's the part I was like, man, you probably saw that, and they thought, oh, that's not real footage. That's AI footage right there. I don't know. That's the only thing I could guess.
God love him for paying that much attention.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? And you know what's
That
funny?
way.
In this day and age, if you get engagement on YouTube,
Right?
analytics start bumping. So thank you
Right?
for making that comment.
Sometimes just like, thank you for noticing.
Thank you for
Yes.
noticing.
Yes, yes. Well, which song would you like us to play? Because then we'll talk a little bit about.
Oh man, which song were you guys thinking? Because we have the lead single "Callous." We do have "Sad Song in Your Town." We do have "Nonsense Feels Wrong."
Well, how about Sad Song in Your Town? But would you like to talk about it before or after?
So if she likes sad song, I
Yeah,
like it.
let's do it.
I think that's a cool song.
Let's listen to it and then we'll
Let's
talk
listen
about
to
it.
sad. Okay.
And maybe then we'll do this super secret unveiling.
I know.
So this is
Yes.
Tracy from Perry Project. Our new album, Animals That Trusted You. This is "Sad Song in Your Town."
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
So we can't hear us right now, right?
So the live stream can hear us talking, but the radio cannot. So
So if you want to drop that, you want to drop the F bomb. Now's the time.
But if
But
kids
don't
are
say,
listening.
but don't say anything bad about your mother-in-law.
I can go get a drink, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Okay. Might slip some call letters in before we. I gotta check the.
Yeah.
The 3 things. It's kind of the same 2 rules. There are like 2 rules that we have to. was Sad Song in Your Town by the Prairie Project, who is on air with mostly Minnesota music on WMCN 91.7 FM in St. Paul. Okay, as a DJ, the thing I love most about this song, as a listener, it's different. A clear, concise ending. It's not giving me any gray hairs. I love that. But as I said earlier, this was a song that kind of struck me, just in a lot of ways. But I'd love to hear more about it. What's the inspiration and where it comes from?
Yeah, so I wrote this. So I was actually in the Air Force when I wrote this. I was stationed in Tampa, Florida, and I used to do tons of open mics at this coffee shop called Sacred Grounds, and I would stay up until 1 a.m. doing open mics there and jamming with friends, and then having to be at work. I'm not joking. Like at 7 a.m. the next day, it was insanity because the open mics were on Tuesday or Monday. I don't even remember. But I had this little apartment right off Bayshore, so people that are in Tampa, if they're listening, they know exactly where that's at. It's like the most famous stretch of sidewalk in Tampa. But I feel like how that song came about was there are people, in your life that you're going to meet that you get along with super well. They're very close to you. You vibe in a lot of ways. However, you may not meant to be as close as you want to be, but you'll always you'll be there for them if they need you, right? And that's life, for better or worse. And I guess during that time, I kind of was going through that a little bit of somebody that, a couple people that were very close. However, it wasn't working out, and the sad reality was, I'll be around, right? And the original title was Sad Song in Your Frown, but Town kind of to me resonated better because it kind of meant a similar thing, but it's being that voice in the town that somebody lives in, and it's almost kind of making light of I'll be the sad song in your town, where it's like I'm that sad story that you once were a part of, to be that sad song in your town, and essentially still wanting to be there for that person if they ever need me, because I still, we still care about each other. It's one of those things, like you're maybe you were in a relationship, it's not working out, right? But I think and then it's also self-doubt, like I'm not good enough for the person. I don't feel like I'm, yeah, I don't know. It's like it kind of does feel like it got written with a lot of emotion, and then it was actually one of the favorites when I would play little shows in Tampa, and then just never recorded it. But I was like, it's gonna be on this album no matter what. And Stafford and I got together. We worked it out. We updated the lyrics because TikTok Stream is in there. TikTok wasn't around 12 years ago. As far as I know.
I'm like, look at you, early adopter.
I know. First, TikTok Stream. I was actually talking about an alarm clock. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, it was I'll Just Be Another Magazine, but I was like, I need to update that. Because people don't, magazines are awesome. I still like them, but being another
they have a different place, yeah.
TikTok is, saturated with streams now. So I'm like, I don't, you'll find there'll be another TikTok stream. Like, I'm just another video on the internet, essentially. Like, you'll find that I'm not the one for you. Because it's like me self-doubting. Like, am I even good enough? And I think a lot of people have self-doubt sometimes, unfortunately. Maybe it's subconsciously the right thing to think, because maybe, you like somebody, but you're not in tune with them. Like, and you realize that you're not at the right spot yourself to be in that, either that friendship or relationship.
I have to ask, after having the song in your back pocket for 10 years, were you protective of it when you brought it to the table, or were you kind of like, I've done what I can, now I want input?
I don't think so.
This one was one that seemed a little more put together right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And so I think really when you came with me, it had, like you said, most of the lyrics were there. We updated a few things, or you did, I should say. And then I think you were like, it needs like some hooks and like instrumentation and whatever. And that's what I can. And it's funny. Shout out to Owen, our producer. He had the same kind of thought.
Owen from F5 Soundhouse in Minneapolis.
He's like, that sounds like almost like a nostalgic like '90s hit. So I'm like,
yeah.
like this has radio play potential, and there we go. It's got an ending, so that helped. So actually, when I came, recording, I was listening to a lot of Goo Goo Dolls and Gin Blossoms and stuff to try to like get those kind of sounds in my head and whatever. And then I think the little hook came from maybe just like a little pinch of Joe Satriani or something, like trying to get
Yeah.
But it has like a throwback, like thinking about your town and growing up. Like it's just so.
I knew it needed to be tightened. I knew it needed to be shortened just a little bit, progressing more. And it was a decision of, do I make it a slow song with just acoustic, or do I make it something more upbeat, up-tempo with an electric? And I chose the up-tempo with electric because I can always go back and do an acoustic version.
You were talking about sometimes you write songs and they're for someone or they're not for someone, and I think sometimes they're not for someone yet. And I think when you're closer to that, am I good enough for that person? I think a person, not necessarily you, might have gone for the slower, sadder one, but once you've got a few miles between that and the other, because I know it's much easier for me to look at some relationships that tore me up at the time. You're like, I'm moving to a different country and you're trying to do a marathon. I mean, whatever it is, there's a different headspace, but just to use an example like that, that's so easy. And it's just easier a little bit after the fact to say, we're good people. It was just the wrong, just the wrong time.
Yeah.
It was just the wrong, it wasn't,
I mean, you learn to build your confidence over time, obviously, and then you learn, hopefully, right? And
Hopefully, I was just thinking that, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just learn to appreciate yourself a little bit more. And I think when I was younger, I didn't have that skill. I didn't learn to appreciate me. You kind of have to love yourself a little bit to be in a relationship, in my opinion. I don't know. Hopefully people agree with me.
If you're going to be in a healthy relationship.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that's so it's good to hear people say that. Yeah,
it's like it goes a lot of ways, right, in a relationship. You love yourself. If somebody treats you wrong, if you love yourself enough, you'll let them know, like, hey, I don't appreciate that, right? But I think when I was a little younger, I didn't pause enough and kind of, just be like, hey, no, or I would just not say anything and continue forward.
Right. And to use the easy example, and then you find yourself running a half marathon that was not for you. You know what I mean?
You're in the middle of it, and you're like,
just to take something easy, just like that. I did run, but not for someone. But but yeah, just that recognition of All right, now, do we have the drum roll? Would we like to talk about what you have in front of you?
So I have in front of me.
The album, the new.
So this got shipped by Royal Mail in the UK. I'm not exactly sure which, what city in the maybe London area. Well, let's check it out.
Give us the postcode.
So I haven't even opened it yet. It's from Elastic Stage. So Elastic Stage, our album is available for pre-order. If you go to elasticStage.com/Perry Project. You can go to my Substack too, perryprojectmusic.substack.com. All the links are on there, but you can pre-order the album on record and CD from those sites. It's also available on all major streaming platforms. But should I open this? It's a package with a record in it and the CD. I have no idea if it's actually the record or CD in there.
And I want to be clear, this is the first time you're seeing it. This is a big deal.
This is the first. This is the
Yeah.
first time. Yes, I have not opened this.
Some TikTokers make their whole show about
Exactly.
this.
So here, do you want to? Let's see. So we're gonna rip this open. We're ripping open the package.
Okay.
And there should be a record of Perry Project and a CD of Perry Project in here. Okay, here it is. Here's the vinyl. Oh yeah. Okay,
Right,
good.
so far,
Thank
so
goodness it's the right one. But yeah, Perry Project Animals.
I don't yell it. Well,
I don't know if this can see on that. There's a live feed on the Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yes,
If you're watching
absolutely,
Facebook,
absolutely,
you can
yeah.
see it. It's the
Yes.
This
underlying.
is not trustworthy.
Yes.
This is the right. They sent the right one. Thank goodness.
yeah.
But here's the vinyl, yes, and it's at side A, side B. There's 10 songs on it, 2 instrumentals from the album. So yeah, and then the CD should be in here too. Hold on, if it's not, then that's one of
Studio
those.
B. Oh, I think I see a peek of it.
Okay, there it is. Okay, good. Yep.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
And they did send the right CD. So shout out to Elastic Stage for getting the order right. So thank you, Elastic Stage, and it looks amazing.
Well, now I'd like to know a little bit more about that picture.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, we may, for folks who aren't watching but are listening, we may have to describe the picture. It looks like the two of you on a couch in a field with a cow in front of you.
Goat.
Yeah. Oh, that is a goat.
Oh, it's a goat.
That is a goat.
I don't
His
have
name
my-
is
I don't-
Alfred.
Get your
He has a
glasses
name.
on. Oh, the goat has a name.
Alfred.
Alfred.
Okay.
He lives in Lake Elmo. I don't know if we should give out the direct location of
No,
Alfred.
well,
First
I
prize.
didn't remember
Right.
it.
He was an animal.
No, but it's actually if you go on Perry Project's YouTube channel, you'll see a full-length music video for Callus in which we interact with the goats and have a bunch of fun with Callus playing.
How did you meet Alfred?
Well, I mean, he was at the.
Alfred is on a family farm
Okay.
in Lake Elmo.
No, but whose idea it was for the.
Okay, so it was actually the orange couch idea. I don't remember if I had the initial idea of like, hey, I got to use a couch. Let's just sit on a couch somewhere, right? So the couch would be the focal point, and then I think maybe it was my fiance that was like, let's put the orange cover on it, right? If you're listening, Jesse, shout out to you. But
The mastermind is Jesse. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing
Jesse
here.
was Jesse was the mastermind of the orange covering on the couch, and then we had the couch and just sitting in the garage. We're about to donate. And I'm like, that's interesting. Let's make that the focal point of the music video. And then I had my photographer Leanne, which has played with us in the past. Leanne Crow, shout out. She came there. I just said, come there with a camera. Let's take some photos. I didn't know this was gonna be used as an album cover. You know, maybe it was, but Leanne Crow went over there with her camera as we were shooting the music video, and that's where the orange couch came in. And yeah, Callus, the music video can be seen on YouTube. It can be seen on our Substack. And yeah, that's where the orange couch came from. And any other questions? Did we have the animal question, Alfred?
Where he was, because that was where the idea was let's put the couch in, like, let's get some animals all around us because we're naming the album Animals That Trusted
Yeah,
You.
the name of the album is Animals That Trusted You. So
Why is that the name of the album? I don't see a song named,
It's his.
So this is a good
Oh.
segue. This is a good
lyric.
segue.
Okay.
This may be the next song we're gonna play.
Ooh.
So there is it was actually interesting. So I actually did like a little survey with some close friends of, hey, I had two names in mind of the album. It was either going to be called, I came down to two, Impoverished Shakedown or Animals That Trusted You. In my head, I kept repeating the phrase Animals That Trusted You. And in one of the songs, Callus, I do repeat that phrase, Animals That Trusted You. And for me, it's like trusted is a strong word in that aspect, because it's kind of perceived that the animal once did trust you, right? And animals can be seen as actual animals with fur, right? That are our friends, that we that they trust us, right? They, if you ever had an animal and raised an animal, they trust you with their dang life, literally. Like they trust you to feed them. And also I refer to it's like a double meaning. I refer to people can be considered animals too. We are mammals, and so it kind of goes both ways in my mind, because people are very trusting in nature, and they do get misled too. There are some really great people that throughout history have trusted certain entities, and they've gotten what is that? Hoodwinked? Is that a word?
Well, yeah, I mean, you think of like.
It's one you can use on the radio, even
Exactly.
better.
I'm trying to come up with vocabulary.
You think of a dog
radio
that
thing.
trusted or something, and then it got hurt, and then
Yeah.
you feel the pain and the betrayal
Yes.
of that situation. You can kind of put yourself there, and you're like, oh yeah, I kind of know what.
I mean, animal control is there for a lot of reasons, right? There's some people that will literally abuse animals,
Right.
And I've seen it firsthand, and it sticks with you. Like there was a situation when I was younger. I don't talk about it too much, but a turtle was walking, and somebody did something terrible to it, and man, it traumatized me as a kid. I would think about it over and over again. That's an example of an animal that trusted you. And obviously with the landscape, we're in with, there's a lot of people that are having trouble affording a meal right now. There's a lot of people struggling at the gas pump. I mean, but this is history. It has been going through history, but the people are the animals that trusted certain entities too. We live in a society, hopefully everybody can come together and kind of just realize that one day, At the same time, everybody, I'm talking everybody.
Yeah.
A lot more, there are a lot more great people than I think that sometimes we get credit for, just because the media puts negative things on blast sometimes, and it's hard to ignore that too. But yeah, it just goes both ways. Real animals that trusted you, and I think it's also there's a line that Morrissey from the Smiths used that stuck with me too. I think he said something like, he said something to the effect that these animals, they they have a trust in us, and then we lead them to the slaughterhouse kind of thing. And I don't know, that just stuck with me, because they're even cattle on a farm have a trust in nature in the farmer, whether you're a vegetarian or not, right? Besides the point, these animals are there trusting the farmer, and the farmer could lead them to doom, right? Or they're just there for dairy. But anyway, you can go on and on about it, right? But it's just that the animals have a really trusting nature, and so do humans. Humans have a trusting nature. When we cross the street, we trust some guy's going to stop at a stop sign. Mm-hmm. I've seen people walk and put their head down. I'm like, man, they trust that other animal, which is the driver. You could look at it that way, kind of thing. But anyway, I don't like to call humans animals too much, but we are, and at the end of the day, we're in society functioning together as mammals. Yeah, pretty much.
And trusted is such a good word, because it's one of those one-word stories.
Mm-hmm.
That you can make many stories from 3 words, and that's the middle one. It's just it tells a whole lot.
Should we take a listen to Callous?
Let's do Callous. Yeah, this is at the lead single, and we do have a music video for it. The Sad Song in Your Town is coming soon for the music video, as far as I understand. Maybe in the next 30 days we'll have a video for that. But yeah, you want me to lead into it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
What's the state? 91.7?
Yes.
WMCN.
This is 91.7 FM. WMCN.
I like how you went full NPR.
This is Perry Project with his first single off his new album, Animals That Trusted You, Callous.
Awesome.
Awesome. That worked well.
Yeah.
It's good. All right, may I pick it up and see it now?
Oh,
I really
Yeah,
can't. I
you
can't.
You can check it all out if you want.
It's great.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Nice.
And they're a cool service, man. They make music on demand. So if you have a music project, and you don't want to mass produce copies, they let customers order them, and then they produce them on demand.
Oh.
I totally missed the beginning of them. Like, goats make music on demand?
No.
Works in the warehouse.
I was like, where? What? This is, yes. Oh, that's
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
like they'll produce this when somebody buys it,
But
and they ship it to
they
everybody.
don't stock a bunch.
They don't
You're
stock
not
it.
on
It's
the
on-demand
hook for-
order.
Well, it's like the t-shirt stuff. That's
It's
awesome.
very cool.
That's
It's
awesome.
everything made on
Absolutely.
demand.
Yeah,
Now
it's
they're
the
doing
same
albums
thing,
on demand. Elastic Stage.
I have to assume that's a little bit more expensive than like doing a run
Barely.
at Copycats.
So this right here for this CD online, I think it was $13.90.
Do you have to? Is there like a subscription?
No, you just
Wow.
order it, and then the biggest thing, the biggest hurdle they're facing right now is overseas shipping costs.
Right.
Yeah.
Which everyone is. But
So,
But it's fun to get something from Royal.
but they are talking about
Yeah.
putting a situation here in the States. And then you wouldn't have to pay.
that's a huge game changer.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, because I know anyone who's made an album before has just like boxes of albums.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so when you see
You're
And they're
the
just,
same album.
making fun of you in the
Yeah.
back of the closet.
Yeah.
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 Very cool.
I'm looking a little bit at the clock. Is there anything else you want to make sure we bring up? Let's swing
else
the
is on your
conversation
notes?
that way. Yeah.
Oh man,
Any shows or anything we
the
can...
album release date.
Okay.
Should we 26?
We don't have shows yet. He really wants to play a show. I'm kind of like,
I've been trying to talk him into like, let's do
Oh.
some acoustic stuff at least. Let's get
I
out
know you
there.
want a show.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
A lot. I spent a lot of time in energy. And I'm indifferent right now. I'm sure we'll have a comeback little mini tour, but
I'll be ready.
when the time is right, yeah. The time is not right for me.
Fair enough.
No, I mean, yeah, Steely Dan didn't tour for a while.
Here's
But
the-
I'm ready to go.
Here's the phrase though. Animals, you'll hear it. Maybe I've said it a few times before. It was on. See? Animals that trusted you.
Do you keep in touch with Alfred? Do we have play dates with
Yeah,
Alfred?
why
How's
not?
Alfred doing?
Awesome.
I do
very-
want to
So
go
much
visit.
fun.
I'm actually I did kind of make friends with the farm owner, so I guarantee you, if I messaged him,
Nice.
maybe I should give his. It's a family farm, but it's in Lake Elmo. It's Whipple Tree Family Farm.
Okay.
But he does. The reason why I'm even saying this because I know Alfred is very wants to keep his profile low, but
Yes.
if you can book a room there, you can stay on this family farm, and Alfred is there.
Oh,
Seriously?
wow.
Yeah, Whipple Tree Family Farm.
There you
can,
go.
You can go online.
Okay.
Your
book a
next
room.
trip is planned.
That would be super fun.
It's in Lake Elmo, and it's
Yeah.
not, the prices are not bad.
Well, and you'll see
Yeah.
footage on the music video.
Yeah.
And I think,
And I think I linked to it too. So
Okay.
I was kind of being silly, but
No, that's a cute idea, and
Yeah.
kind of adds a sense of community with it being
Yeah.
a local place and a local
if you want to
farm
see Tracy run in slow motion after a chicken, you have to go on YouTube. Right
yeah. Man, what is that? They book rooms though. It's actually very.
Yeah, it was fun. We went in the little cabin thing and like put all our stuff. Ordered, got pizza, you know, and spent a whole day out there just filming 3 different music videos. So.
Very fun. Clearly, I'm a little obsessed with Alfred. I apologize.
No,
I'm an animal person.
Callus by Perry Project, who we have in studio. My one question that it seems that "Are You Afraid" calls right back to the song to Callus. Is there a direct connection to those two? Did you
not,
talk about Callus, or maybe I misheard the line? But yeah.
not necessarily. So it's funny because "Are You Afraid" was also written in Florida. That's another song that was written
well, maybe
so
that's the-
many years ago. But it fit on this album. I felt so cohesively. He kind of brought it up. He goes, "What about this? Why don't we do this one?" We kind of listened through all the demos. I'm like, that is a cool song. We should revisit that one. And I wrote that one in Tampa right before I got deployed. And I was kind of feeling a little scared. I've never, it was either the first or second time I got deployed when I was there. And one of the lines is, "Are you afraid that I'm leaving today? I am going away." I guess that can be interpreted many ways. And then there's like when you checked out for me, when you I don't know. It's like careless people forget to take. And I kind of felt sometimes I feel like I am a careless person, but forgetful in ways that I guess maybe might hurt somebody, like in a weird little way, or what else do I have? Careless people forget to fake. Like if you're being too honest with somebody, sometimes can be very you can kind of feel like you're mean.
Well, what's funny is the careless I heard is callous.
That is funny.
Is that because now I'm like, okay, yes.
I think wait.
Well, certainly sonically, I think there is a connection
That is
because
funny.
we
That is
we do.
funny.
Yeah, that's
with,
why-
with Callus and "Are You Afraid," they both have the kind of the wall of sound
Yes.
thing going on, and
You know
it's
what's,
kind of
Yes.
nice
but you know what's
bookends, yeah.
funny is Callus's original song title was Careless.
Oh, isn't that funny?
There.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just very. Just as I was listening to, him, I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. It's
you
a call
were
back to
careless,
the.
Careless. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. That's funny. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying because it does sound like I'm saying Callus, and I have actually thought of that a couple times. I'm like, I think people might think I'm saying Callus here, but that's kind of cool. in a
Well,
way.
and callous and careless are pretty. They're not direct synonyms, but they are certainly adjacent.
Yeah, and they sound very similar, especially when you're singing it, right?
But even just the meaning, I think
Exactly.
it's. I mean, you're putting a little more intent on callous, but it's careless is
That is an
also
interesting
yeah.
observation. I like that. Now
Oh,
I'm thinking of these songs differently.
We did that on purpose.
Always,
that.
always.
kinda crazy.
And if you play it backwards,
Oh, it's because Callus is
Started
kind of
at the certain time on the
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz. And
exactly,
because
exactly.
Callus you're kind of hardened, whereas
Yeah.
Careless you're kind of being careless. You're not even any.
You could think of careless as being set free too. So like
Yeah.
you don't
Yes.
have a care.
Oh, yes.
And so it could be a resolve from callous. It could be a full circle type thing. If you really think about it, I do think Tracy's got
very
the deep
proud of
lyrics. I
herself.
think people can take it.
You know what's funny?
Well, because I misheard, yeah. I think it's a cow here. I think it's here. And, here's where I am today.
There are times where I listen to my own lyrics and my words, and I'm like, man, I wrote that. Dang, okay. Like you go, Tracy. Kind of. It's weird. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing that as much, but sometimes it's good to
Oh,
give yourself
no,
a
you
little
should.
lyrical
You
pat on
have
the
to
back.
you have to
Oh.
like what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially if you're going to share it with somebody else.
And I think
the first
that's-
step is
yeah.
liking it yourself.
Yes.
I think, so
Yes.
yeah.
But I think liking it yourself is important, yeah, because we really wanted to write this for ourselves first, and then hopefully
Yeah.
it resonated with people. So that was.
You don't want to end up playing, the song that you think is so cringy, and now that's what everybody's asking for all the time. You don't
Yeah.
want to be those people.
Yeah,
You know, like-
exactly.
One hit's better than none hit. No.
Well, I guess there's, yeah.
I think Smash Mouth would say differently.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Smash Mouth.
Yes,
Didn't
yes,
he pass away?
he did.
I think I actually saw him at a Tampa Bay Rays game on accident. And they're like, Smash Mouth performing after the game. I'm like, I'm going to stick around for this one.
He played a zombie pub crawl up here one year. It was,
Oh, yeah?
Really?
He played the one song 7 times in a 37-minute set.
No.
Oh,
That would shorten anyone's lifespan, I think.
Wouldn't it?
man.
But he made a lot of people happy.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, that's
'cause,
true.
You know,
That's-
all of us have gone to see a band. We're like, well, I just know that one.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and this is another one afternoon. Okay. So you just slip every third song into the popular one. Yeah. I'm looking at the clock. So tell us, remind us where people can get the album and
Yeah,
how
if
they
you
can
go-
follow you and
If you go
all
to the
of that.
Substack website, so it's perryprojectmusic.substack.com. It has all the links on there. I regularly post. You don't have to subscribe. You can click next or skip or whatever. You don't need to put in your email unless you want to. Then you get updates. But it's free unless you really want to donate. That's what's cool about Substack.
Yeah,
is-
I want to point out, Substack is a new way, so I highly suggest people follow you and get involved
Yes,
in
exactly.
Substack.
Yeah, thank you so much. 'Cause
Yeah.
see, again, I'm being is it modest about that?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, guys. But yeah,
I knew
put
about
in your
TikTok 10 years ago. It was me.
if you put in your email, you'll get updates, right? We post at least once a month. We don't spam people. But that's where you can get all the links to get our music. If you go to our link tree, it's linked on perryprojectmusic.substack.com. The link tree is linktree/perryproject. Again, to pre-order the vinyl, if you want this on vinyl and CD, it's going to be out on Friday, June 26th. So at the end of the month, last Friday of the month, elasticStage.com/perryproject. You can pre-order the CD or the vinyl, or we're on all major streaming services. We're on iTunes, we're on Amazon Music, we're on Spotify.
Singles off of this album are already on those places, and past albums that you've released, and I've
Yeah, and I'm
participated
thinking
in the
about,
last two
eventually
as well.
we might release some of our past albums on vinyl and CD, but all of our catalog is on digital streaming. And if you want to watch me, I actually do gaming on the side. It's crazy. It's funny. If you want to follow my gaming channel, it's Tracy TBD. So there are some people probably watching this that do follow me on there.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
Tracy TBD is my channel for that. I'm on freaking Instagram, I'm on YouTube. I stream on Twitch, but we got a lot of cool viewers on there too. So I actually, let them know that we're going to be on the radio today as well.
Nice,
So.
nice. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us. That was awesome. It went too fast for me.
I know it did, but yes. I'll say why when we get, but yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And we swing back into some music about,
Or should we listen to one more? Is
Okay.
there one more?
if
you
you're
want to
okay
close
with
out?
that, then let's
So
do
here,
it.
can I lead into it? Do you
Yes.
want? Do you
Yeah,
want a deep
please.
cut? That was kind of.
We want you
Yes.
to pick what you want.
So there. Which one should we do?
Oh gosh, yeah. Well,
Because this one's a deep cut especially for Minneapolis. That was kind of a precursor, or we could do the quick, kind of the, quick cadence one. Or we can do a deep cut. It hurts to know. I mean,
yeah.
which is really
That
sad.
one hasn't been released yet, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, we could do that
Want
one.
to do It Hurts to Know?
Yeah,
Let's
we
just
could
do
that
it.
one.
Let's do It Hurts to Know.
To know.
So It Hurts to Know is probably one of my favorite songs here, and I don't know why, but when I was listening to this, I was listening to there's this artist, Holding Back the Years. What's the guy's name? Holding Back the Years.
Oh.
What's that guy's name? Simply Red.
Oh,
Simply
geez.
Red. And for some reason, when I was like I gotta write a deep cut, man, like that. And I had this song in the back burner. All I had is It Hurts to Know. That's it. It hurts to know. And that was it. That was my demo. And I'm like, I'm revisiting this. Sat down with the guitar. Boom. It like literally came flying out of my mouth. But this is the deep cut on the album. It's called It Hurts to Know. The album is called Animals That Trusted You. Perry Project.
Coming out on June 26th.
Yes, Friday, June 26th. Thank you.
I don't know why it's so slow to start. Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much. It was a lot of fun.
And because this is just the second show of the summer, I don't know if there'll be a GJ after, but I like to
Yeah.
model punctuality of getting on and off. So
No, I understand. Yeah,
Oh, sure.
totally.
A couple more songs
Maybe
in
one
it
day
for
we'll
us.
do a 2-hour radio
Yeah,
special.
exactly.
Featuring Perry Project.
Yes.
No, and thanks for the conversation. It's just like you forget that it's being filmed after a while. And you just
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh no,
Turn
did
that
I
off.
say
Yeah.
something? I'm just talking. I don't even know.